I'm not alone, and we have Orpheus and Atin here. I'm Sneaky Devil, and this is Fanfiction 10 Theater 9002.
He is completely alone. We do not exist.
Yes, they're all figments of my imagination.
In addition to
Just like
crippling
Gamergate.
illness, you're also a schizophrenic.
Yes, I am shocked that my own figments would rat me out like that.
Hey, come on now. He's not schizophrenic. He's just stupid.
I mean, the other option is cocaine. So take.
That sounds
He's
like a
in
pretty
Vermont.
good alternative.
I can tell you quite assuredly that that is definitely an option.
Anyway, so let's go to bookmarks. Let's see here. Ho ho hum. You know what?
Holy shit! Somebody
Orpheus is here. We could talk about Ruby.
Is that my
What?
entire usefulness for this?
Well,
Why would
I
we-
like to pick out fics that all my co-stars can talk about because it makes them interact with the whole show more, and
here's
it
my
makes it
question.
seem like they're actually
Why
doing
would
something.
we continue to talk about Ruby?
Because this is a really shit fanfic.
I get that, but like, why would we want to talk about it?
Because we really don't have anything left to talk about, and we're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
No. When you started this podcast, you were scraping the bottom of the barrel.
I mean, that is totally fair.
Yeah,
Okay, what
that's
a
true.
mess.
Oh, shit.
Nothing really.
Nothing?
No, go
Oh.
away. Fuck.
We haven't even started the show, really. He's just told us the first one's gonna be a shitty Ruby fanfiction, and I'm like, why?
Yeah. That's pretty much covered.
Speaking of which, is there any chance that season 7 will ignite a burning hatred in your heart and cause you to pick back up writing our fanfiction out of spite?
Oh, I thought you were talking to me
It's
for a
not
second.
even released. How
Oh.
am I supposed to answer that, Atin?
I don't know. I think the character art's a pretty good example.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't inspire burning hatred. Just
Sadness.
sadness at ruining perfectly good character designs.
So, anyway, since Max is here, we're also going to talk about Worm. Yay!
No. I'd rather talk about Sherlock Holmes, if I'm being honest.
Well, I don't know Sherlock Holmes, so unless you feel like up for
What is
reading a
there to know
fanfic.
about him?
Yo, no, seriously though, like if you ever get a chance to read the original works from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, yo, those are good even by today's standards.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm sure they are. I just don't have any urge to read them.
So you're a heretic. And a man who hates good literature. I understand.
I mean, I am running this podcast.
But
Anyway, so this is a Worm Ruby crossover fic, as I previously said, called I Am Not Your Gladiator. And as I'm sure you all can imagine by that imaginative title, it's going to be a peer-centric fic.
uh-huh.
I'm just kidding, it's not going to be a peer-centric fic. Psych! It's actually going to be a reincarnation Taylor fic where she becomes a pacifist.
Pass. What?
Not psych! Real!
What?
Why?
I preferred it when you were lying. The lying was better. Can we go back to that?
You know, I'm not.
Mary Sue Kira is better.
I'm gonna be honest. I would have been more like up for like, so what? Taylor dies, and now she's stuck in Pyrrha's head. Oh, okay.
Kill them all!
Taylor is now Pyrrha's shard. Oh dear.
Oh, come on. That's almost as good as the idea of a sneaky-based shard for Ruby.
Wait, so, let me get this straight. Would the plot then become her going around collecting the maidens as additional voices in her head?
Probably.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
collection.
But here's the thing, right? I still so desperately want Sneaky to write the story where he's just in Ruby's head. Not because I think it'll be well written, but because I think it will be hilarious to torture that poor little girl.
You're fucked up.
We
Can
wrote
we get a clip
we wrote
of
a
that?
scene where she shotguns me in the head.
Can we clip that?
And I would like to remind you that our readers liked it.
That they're also
I am
fucked up.
not the only one.
Well, okay, I just pressed the clip that button, and it's giving me a circle. I have no idea what's gonna happen here. It just might crash the whole system. Oh, I really don't like this. Circle is giving me reminiscence of that fucking beach ball that Apple uses. That fucking beach ball of death, where if it goes on for more than like 10 seconds, you're just like, well, shit, gotta buy a new Mac.
Try 2.
I'm optimistic. Alright. Well, now that ominous loading disc is just gonna forever be in the corner of my vision, let's continue.
You know, as I was saying it, I knew it was going to get clipped, and I just resigned myself to it.
So, this is I Am Not Your Gladiator. When she entered Remnant, not capitalized for whatever reason, reborn as a child, all she had left was the fight. Wonder what the delay is. Oh, I don't know.
Twitch is trying to protect me?
So she fought until she realized that her propensity for escalation and conflict did nothing but harm people. Just wrap your heads around that. Taylor fought people until she realized fighting people hurt them. Yes. That's what happens when you fight people. People get hurt. Why this was apparently a deduction that she never made, who knows?
Couldn't tell you.
Anyway.
Oh, good. Google is trying to get me to look at Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker showtimes.
Nah.
Except Google, if you'd paid any attention to what I've been doing these past few weeks, you would know that I'm violently incensed by that movie.
I'm getting the same vibes as that Worm Bloodborne fic. Okay, no, actually, the Worm Bloodborne fic is barely tolerable because she just had a revelation that maybe she needs to kill people.
Maybe violence is the solution.
To you two who are unaware, so I've been keeping people up to date on some really, like, borderline fics that I'm currently reading. On another Discord, because they're a lot more active and actually pay attention to things I say. And I stumbled upon a Worm Bloodborne fic in where Taylor, post Golden Morning, right before she gets shot in the head, falls into the Hunter's dream.
Oh, okay, so she's still totally fucking bonkers?
No, because she's in the Hunter's dream now, she's fine again. Sort of.
If she's in the Hunter's dream, I'm gonna assume that means that her shard is sort of disconnected from her then?
No. She still can't speak when she's in the real world. Quote unquote. Yarnum.
But,
She can speak inside the dream because, you know, it's the dream.
Right.
But,
yeah.
Okay, but she can't speak in Yarnum proper.
Yeah, no, she can't. Yeah. She can't interact.
I mean,
with pretty
I'll be
much
honest. That lines up surprisingly well with the whole "the hunter is always a fucking rabid, violent mute."
But a couple problems I had with the story is that Taylor has only one arm, and she is presented with 3 weapons. The starting 3.
Yeah.
And she looks at the cane and goes, "Canes can't be weapons," and picks up the saw cleaver with only one hand.
Skill, bitch.
And proceeds to get fucking destroyed trying to use it because she only has one hand.
No, the saw cleaver is meant to be used with one hand.
Well,
Yeah.
in its unextended form, perhaps.
Its extended form is also one-handed. Have you
Is it?
completely
I
forgot
thought it
all
was
of
two forms.
Yes. No.
Two-handed.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't use
Max,
the
you
saw
are,
cleaver.
however, forgetting one key aspect of that. That's assuming Taylor has muscles. Which,
Actually, the saw cleaver should be relatively too heavy for her to use.
yeah.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Even if it's like, actually, no, it doesn't make sense for her to go for what is ostensibly the biggest looking weapon at the time.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense at all.
Because the saw cleaver actually does look bigger than the axe.
I mean,
in
I understand
their
her not picking up
non-trick
the
forms.
axe. I get that. But, like, why would you not... Like, even if the cane isn't a direct weapon, why would you not pick the cane? Like, you have
Also, she
one
definitely
arm.
knows. She lived in Brockton Bay. She definitely knows that cane swords exist.
Well, not even that. That cane at first glance is clearly just solid metal.
Yeah, it's like, why
Don't know
would you...
what
Like, you
kind of-
have one arm.
But
She
Why
used to
would you
use a
not take
baton! Like, she used to use a collapsible form of what the cane is!
Oh yeah, she did have an extending baton, didn't she?
Yeah!
She beat the shit out of several people with that baton.
And she's just like, nah, man, I'm not gonna take the weapon I'm familiar with. Instead, I'm gonna take this bastardized saw blade on a fucking stick of wood.
Yeah. Oh, that is dumb. The more you sit and think about it, it's like, Taylor, you're smarter than this.
Ostensibly.
Then, well, no, this is post Golden Morning, and she does mostly have her wits back, so she's... Yes, she is that smart at this point. You know, this is not like early game Taylor, who's like, I'm just gonna sit here and be a victim. My life is sucky.
Taylor learned the lesson that everyone needs to learn. Don't sit there and be a victim. Get out there and victimize somebody else. Don't do that.
Twitch is gonna fucking come to me and be like...
You're just full of all
Jesus
kinds of
Christ.
clippable moments, aren't you?
Anyway,
No, I made sure to keep that a nice, long, continuous stream.
so anyway,
think editing
the next
technology
problem I
cares
had
about
with that story,
I think it'll make it harder.
What is the name of this story, Sneaky?
Yeah,
Pale Blood
I'd actually-
something or other.
I would actually read that.
Is that pale blood is in one word or pale blood is in two? Because I know some people just don't know that it's one word in Bloodborne.
It's one word in this. Let me pull it up. Fuck. I think it's 2 words then. Is it 2 words?
Don't tell me they
Fucking
made it
goddamn
2
it.
words.
Don't pull this shit with me, Worm Story Search! I know there's Bloodborne crosses!
It was all in your head, which actually makes it far more
Pale
impressive.
Dawn, there
Otherwise,
we go.
might have been.
Pale Dawn? Alright.
I have to say, Bloody Tinkers is basically the crack version of what if Taylor and a Bloodborne happened, and where she's just a tinker for the Bloodborne crap while still in the worm setting. It's finished, but it's absolute crack. Don't try and place any sort of consistency or coherence on it. But yeah, this chapter, this story, like I said, some other problems I had with this story was that she thinks that the doll is a case 53, which
What? No?
doesn't
No,
make
case
sense at
50
all.
No, case 53s look so very different from human, it's actually hard to tell they were human at one. I thought that was the defining feature of them, literally. The doll looks human, just with
And then
porcelain.
she met Gurnham, and she thought Gurnham was the doll's master, as in, like, power master.
I-
And that the doll was, like, a projection of his or something, and it was just like, what? Why are you jumping to these conclusions? Also, she hates Gurnham and refuses to do what he asks because she doesn't like the fact of the idea that sometimes you have to purge.
Okay, but Garriman is unironically one of the more trustworthy Soulsborne type
Yeah.
NPCs out there.
She straight shit went
Like,
to talk to Gurman.
literally only ever tries to do the right thing and help you.
I know, but she straight shit goes to him, and he's like, "Look, the city is lost. It's overrun by mad beasts now. You have to hunt them all down for the safety of the few that remain." And she's like, "Fuck you! I'm not gonna kill those people." Yeah.
So, I mean, I know she wouldn't know this, but we in the author should know that there are very heavy implications that once you get past a certain point, you don't come back. And
Well, even if you
Yarnum,
ignore that,
well, Yarnum also exists in a weird sort of pseudo dreamlike state throughout.
yeah, but okay, like I said, even if you ignore that fact, this is post Golden Morning Taylor. She is well aware that you save what you can save, and there are some people that just have to die.
But anyway,
Actually, you're right. You're right. Actually, post Golden Morning's just what if Kiritsugu, but
Yes.
bug powers.
yeah. So anyway, so she gets into Yarnum and meets dies to the dog twice because she tries not to kill the dog at first.
Of course.
And then meets Iso. She goes back to the clinic again after she dies for like the second time, and then Isofakia is there instead this time, and she talks with Isofakia a bit. But when I say talk, I mean she makes sounds, and all of the NPCs in Bloodborne just repeat their lines over and over again.
I'm sorry.
All of the NPCs stick precisely to their dialogue.
Nothing changes.
No.
Just
like-
at least just like the boss dialogue change or something.
No, it's even better because it's like some of the dialogue. It's the way because you know how Japanese games are, where they go, "Oh, you wanted to know more about this," or as if you had asked something like, "Hey, can you tell me more about Yarnum?" And the dialogue is phrased as if you had asked, like, "Hey, can you tell me more about Yarnum?" Even though you didn't actually say anything, you just hit A.
What can you tell me about the Reapers?
And it was literally that. Like, she walks up to one of these characters, you know, the guy in the window, and he's like, "Oh, are you a hunter?" "Ah, I see. You are a hunter, then. Well, it is good. You must go and do the hunt thing." "Oh, yes. You wish to know more about Yarnum. I see. Well, let me tell you the history of Yarnum." It's like, but she's actively trying to say, like, other things, and she's just making grunting sounds and shit, and the characters are all just saying their scripted dialogue lines.
Like, it's always been implied that when the random nonsense is occurring, the NPCs are just assuming you're a mute motherfucker, or you're actually talking. Like, it's one
Yeah.
or the other. It's not.
But yeah, no, so the author spends like 3 chapters of Taylor agonizing about how to get around all the human enemies, because she doesn't want to kill any of the humans. And so she ends up swarming them with her bugs, because apparently her bug powers are back instead of human controlling powers. But her bug powers are back, and so she swarms all the humans with bugs, and gets shot like a couple times because of it. Because, you know, it turns out that when you're raving mad and thirsting for the blood of others, that you're not really concerned if a bee is stinging you.
Ow! I suppose I'll just take it out on that person over there.
Yeah. So
Really, you're just feeling their anger.
she meets Aline and goes, and Aline's like, "I am Aline the Crow." And Taylor's like, I'm Taylor. And then Taylor goes, oh shit, should I have told her my real name? Maybe I should have used my cape name. Clearly, Aline the Crow is a cape name, and all of the hunters are capes.
I guess to a degree.
She has not yet figured out. By the time you meet Eileen the Crow, she hasn't figured out that this is clearly some Cthulhu bullshit.
You know, that actually does bring up a good point that I completely missed, is that her mother is a English literature teacher, and she somehow doesn't know about Lovecraft.
Even if she doesn't know about Lovecraft explicitly, there was definitely some kind of Earth-bet analog.
Like, yeah, that's actually another good point. She knows Earth Alpha exists. Like, why can't she just be like, oh, maybe this is like Earth Set, you know, Earth Gamma, like, just...
Maybe this is Earth C. C for Cthulhu.
Oh, okay. Earth Cthulhu. Oh no.
It just
Cthulhu
frustrates
is trying
me
to
so
summon
much.
the small tiny people because they make hamburgers. Don't tell me you wouldn't read that.
Wow, that is holy shit. Okay, I'm just going to wow.
What?
Someone posted a news thing that I got pinged for, and it's
of course.
Yes. Anyway, that is not the point. The point here is not to talk about this story. The point is to talk about this story. Now that you have all this
The other
background
story
knowledge.
actually sounds interesting.
Yeah. Like everyone we read, the author never once read the source material. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, so this is I'm Not Your Gladiator. After years of trying to live in peace, fleeing from every conflict, Taylor is offered a scholarship under unorthodox circumstances. A scholarship to One Beacon Academy. So, just to refresh everyone's minds once more, get them all back on topic here. This is a Worm Ruby story where post Golden Morning, Taylor dies to the ending of Worm and is reincarnated into Ruby, where she grows up as a child gladiator, probably in Mistral because of the gladiator thing. And
I would hope so if you're going with that.
as a child gladiator, suddenly realizes that punching people hurts them. And therefore,
People die when they're killed!
And therefore, to prevent people from ever being hurt again, she swears never to fight Grimm.
What?
Yes, this all makes perfect sense to me.
I'm glad everyone's on the same page. Also, she's going to Beacon now as a 5th team member.
Once
So,
again, people not understanding what the
Please.
teams are.
Please, no please tell me it's like, oh yeah, you're going
Oh,
to be cool.
look, I am completely guessing at this point, but honestly, will anyone here be surprised?
No.
Not one bit.
No, but we'll just be disappointed.
I just want to
Disappointed
make
that
sure
the
I got
author
this
met
right.
expectations.
Is she trying to
Honestly,
achieve Nirvana? Damn straight potatoes. You bet she's trying to achieve Nirvana. What kind of retard story has someone recommended? No. Tension. This is a story I found on my own.
As are most of the stories read on this stream.
Yeah, I typically say it out loud who recommended this. I repeatedly say it out loud who recommended it. What in the... Is someone here Solid Snake? Are you getting a call over the radio?
That was apparently the ringtone on my new phone for getting a text message.
Why? No, you can't fool me, liquid snake.
That's probably one of the coolest noises I've heard for a text message outside of just getting a codex alert.
That is, honest to God, just the most random, like, what the fuck just happened noise. Because it's not like an alarm sort of noise that makes you go, okay, what alarm's going off? But it's just
Who got
straight
a
out
text
like
message?
what the hell just happened?
Somebody has been contacted. Oh my god.
Somebody that, oh my God, you're right. That is absolutely a somebody has been contacted sound.
Oh boy. I'm gonna go downstairs real quick and bring my dinner back up.
Catfish says, Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but the clap of my ass cheeks keep alerting the guards.
Snake, might I suggest not attempting to seduce every guard you come across?
Anyway, so this is Prologue, Mistral Police Department Questioning Room. You aren't a cop. A rasping voice called out
Why
to the
is
man
she in
standing
a
in the
fucking
doorway.
Police station?
You see, she pieced so hard that they brought her in for excessive piecing.
Because they have to relate her to Ruby, like literally. That's all.
Oh, you're right.
Now, listen,
Yeah.
I understand that. I'm trying to get the. I want this justified. Shittily.
Of course I'm not. With a smile, he stepped further into the room and sat down across from the girl, getting his
Why would
first
you
good
admit
look
that
at
you're
her.
not a cop in a police station? That feels like a great way to get, I don't know, thrown into the
I'm here to
actual jail.
break laws and break more laws, and I'm all out of laws to break.
So I'm gonna keep breaking the law. Alright, come with me.
Police just come in and arrest him.
Gee, thanks for admitting all of that on the camera.
We finally got him! Kingpin Ozpin, you're under arrest!
Oh, come on.
Your
Don't-
donut making days are over!
I would say, oh, come on. The actual Kingpin, depending on who's writing it, can be a fantastic character. Don't fucking lump Ozpin in.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him! And I died.
I think he's gonna die, folks. I think he's actually gonna die.
Frickin' making me
Finally.
laugh.
Remember, guys, we're gonna kill him with fucking kindness.
Anyway. Getting his first good look at her. Period. The footage he had been working off of was of questionable quality, and Ozpin sincerely hoped this wasn't a case of mistaken identity. Okay. The girl had a wild mane of short black hair and blue eyes. She was rail thin, and her clothes seemed to have gone far too long without a thorough washing. Yes. You see, she was in fact trying to reach nirvana, everyone. She was abstaining from the mortal foods. An all too common occurrence among the less fortunate communities in the city of Mistral. Yes. Mistral! Hive of scum and villainy. Who are you then? A lawyer? Mistral, also America.
I was gonna say, what? Is this gonna be some kind of... Oh my god, I can't think of his name. Daredevil thing?
No. She didn't look up from the table when she spoke, her voice dripping with false courage and rebellion. Yes, yeah, reincarnated post-Golden Morning Taylor. Taylor who just fucking killed a god. Yeah, she has false courage. Fucking, yeah. The Taylor who's killed a god definitely needs... Get more emotes for me to justify a subscription. Tension, bro. I can't get more emotes until more people subscribe. I literally have permissions to only one emote.
Okay, how bad is this going? How poorly is this going?
It's going pretty bad. I'm gonna be honest here.
Okay. So, nothing outside of the norm.
Yeah, pretty much. I read a Daredevil, Naruto, and Ruby Cross.
Jesus, fuck, why?
Why?
I don't know about that. I've read a Naruto Ruby crossover where Kingpin from the Daredevil Netflix series was in it, but it wasn't actually a Daredevil crossover.
I see. Not a police officer, not a lawyer. I'm the headmaster of Beacon Academy. After giving his non-answer, the man laid out a... Wait, non-answer? That is an absolute answer!
I run a school! That's not an answer!
Are you a lawyer? No, I am not a lawyer. I am the headmaster of the premier school, Beacon Academy. Well, that's not an answer to my question!
Well, if it's not, then I don't know what the fuck you want from me, small child!
Oh, you guys read the same story apparently, Orf.
Oh.
The author is his friend. Well,
No,
you should tell your
was
friend...
his friend.
Oh,
Pay attention
was!
to
Ah,
the
you made the
tense.
good choice then, and yeeted him. Excellent. Well done, Tension. After blah 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 blah, man saw objects on table, blah blah. After everything was neatly arranged, he put both his palms up and looked her straight in the eye.
Wait, palms up? What? Are we getting some kind of Neo scene here?
I don't know, ma'am. In full transparency, I'm giving you these things because I want you to trust me. I want to help you. The first object the girl picked up was a key. After a moment of fiddling, it slipped into each of her handcuffs and released her wrists with 2 satisfying clicks. As the girl rubbed away the marks on her wrists, her gaze settled on the second object in front of her. It was a silver thermos, filled with hot chocolate. With a huff, she set down the thermos and, foregoing the cocoa, in favor of examining the last 2 objects on the table. The girl picked up the first as an ornate-looking dagger about as long as her forearm with a wickedly curved edge. It's fake, the man began. The steel is unfolded. Also, the girl interrupted him with a voice that was quiet. It isn't impregnated with dust and it can't absorb aura to be made stronger. The girl deftly slipped it into a sheath that was already clipped to her belt. Once the dagger was put away, the girl sat back, keeping one hand at her side below the table. Ozpin didn't have to wait long for the girl to acknowledge the fourth object on the table. Simple and simple and rugged, about as long as her arm and rendered almost completely useless by a leather strap tightly bound across the crossguard so that it couldn't be drawn. Oh wow, it's that fucking samurai trope where they seal their blade.
Well, no, like, that was actually a thing that happened in medieval cities as well, where you... Although, some medieval cities did it differently, they just took a bunch of twine. They didn't actually stop you from drawing it. There was just an elaborate knot known to the city guard, so they could just go, is this the same exact knot that every fucker knows how to tie? No? Alright. They took it off.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter why, doesn't matter how, they took it off. But yeah, so physically tying a blade shut was not new.
Handcuffs don't click. Yeah, we know. That's just Hollywood, though. Yeah. And yeah, Bones Boy, I believe, did do Naruto PJFX. I think we covered one of his fics on this podcast before. Anyway. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 it's a sword, blah, blah, loose ends, blah, blah, blah. Surface, everything about the girl was unremarkable. She was lanky, but not more so than the average teen. Wait, how the fuck is she
Didn't
lanky?
you just say that she was emaciated?
Yo,
Eating poorly?
Yes, but also, she's an ex-fucking gladiator.
She should be ripped, or, you know, as ripped as a, 14-year-old girl can get.
Oh, I mean...
I'm not saying
fair.
that isn't pretty ripped,
Well, I mean,
but you know what I mean.
I mean, yes, but the skin would be drawn tight over the muscles that she does have, and it would look really weird on her because she would be both, you know, she would look somewhat like a bodybuilder. Because, you know, they starve themselves before competition, so the skin gets very tight over their muscles.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Or if you read about the stuff that, like, Hollywood actors do.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like, so yeah, I only drink, like, a pint of water a day.
Yeah. That leather strap. That leather strap. The man concealed the activation of his glasses.
You should not be having a teenage girl be overly concerned with a leather strap for that many sentences.
The man concealed the activation of his glasses. He watched as aura and more pulsed around the leather strap, similar to the knot. He could have gazed at the beauty of the leather strap for a long time, but the girl spoke up. Alright, what do you want from me? What's your angle? Plus hot cocoa. The combat course in Beacon is quite selective. I want you to join. And he pulled up a video of the girl trying to steal a truck. And then blah, 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 blah.
Once again, you know what? I actually have to give the author credit for this. Ozpin probably would go recruit a known criminal out of a jail cell since he let a fucking literal terrorist in.
Oh, do you feel bad about being a terrorist? Yes. Oh, that's good enough for me.
Do you feel bad about killing or leading to the deaths of hundreds of people who had done literally nothing? And maybe a few hundred who were shitheads?
It's a strap of leather. Don't cream your pants. Yeah, you know, Ozpin in his old age, I think he's getting a little bit too many kinks built up.
That was my point.
Blah blah. I don't
Also,
see how getting my
also,
face kicked in
what's
by
up with
me.
these magic, like, aura glasses of his?
Oh, don't you know Ozpin's glasses are aura-tastic? And they let him see magic too, because he can't see that normally.
Not like he's a magician or nothing.
I actually still love. It's a it's a story called Remnants of a Carnival. It's a carnival phantasm Ruby story.
Uh-huh.
And at one point, Shiro lands in Remnant at the end of Carnival Phantasm, where he gets carted off into the rocket.
Well, I never saw Carnival Phantasms.
Okay,
I think it was actually episode 1 that happened.
Oh, maybe. So basically, the premise of Carnival Phantasm is all of Nasu versus various shows all exist
works
simultaneously in this parallel reality of crack. And it's just a giant shitpost that they animated.
Okay, so is that where we got the 6,000 Emiya altars from?
No.
No.
That is saddening.
My
I would have
donation.
been far more forgiving
thank
if they
you.
were all crack.
To get the true effect attention, you must use both googly eye. But anyway, so yeah, it's canonical too. For that universe, at least. But yeah, it's just a giant shit post. Each episode's around like what 11 minutes long.
Give or take.
Yeah, it's just a giant shit post. But anyway, so that universe is Shiro. Shitpost Shiro, as we'll call him, ends up in Remnant. And Ozpin does the whole I'm a wise old man act on him, and Shiro goes, obviously you are a wizard. And Ozpin's like, what? Did you just call me?
No, there's no wizard.
And he's like, you're a wizard, so let me just tell you about all these things. Because obviously, as a wizard, you already know all these things.
Obviously, you already know about the Holy Grail, the magical wish-granting device.
Parallel reality.
Zelrich is an asshole. My girl.
And Ozpin's just sitting there like, yeah, I knew about all those things.
See, I will admit that would be the one time I would want to hear the character's internal monologue. What the fuck? What the fuck?
But, no, it's actually a very amusing story.
Can you link that one later?
Yeah, I can link that later.
Because I'm trying to spend less money.
Oh,
so
Catfish, you know it doesn't tell me that you resubbed when you were already subbed?
If
It
they hit
should.
the share button, it will.
Oh, well, he didn't.
I don't think he hit the button.
That's why. I can't tell that you fucking subbed unless you...
We don't have one of those Twitch overlay things, alright? That requires money.
Yeah.
Or time.
Sneaky works at a bank.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I have
Listen,
money. It
That's
just means
how
I
people
handle
get
money.
arrested.
Look, if Sneaky gets arrested, according to this story, he'll just go into a combat school for free.
He is not 14, nor does he have tits.
Fair. Those are both probably requirements that
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of glad I don't have tits because that would be really awkward on my body.
I mean,
Right,
yes,
Max?
on your current form, yes.
Tits are kind of awkward on a guy?
Yeah, there's a reason a man sued a company for that.
Oh, Max, if he could, probably would punch me right now.
No, I'd be hitting the big red stop button.
Do I want to know?
I'm making fun of him for being overweight.
Pot! Kettle!
Excuse you? Neither of us are black. Anyway, I don't see
You had
how.
all that lead up for such a shitty punchline. You should feel ashamed of yourself.
I was really I'm not drunk at all because I have work tomorrow, and I don't I don't want to have to call out of work because I got too fucking drunk and I slept.
That'll go around the
Why?
bank.
I've got
Hey,
a
I got
massive
hammered, so I'm not
hangover.
coming in today.
It's not even like I have a hangover. It's just when I drink, I actually sleep for 8 or more hours.
So take a sick day and tell them it was a hangover.
I don't have sick days, and Not until
Thanks,
December.
Appreciate the support, buddy.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck kind of shitty company? Like, even temps get sick
No,
days eventually.
I don't have any time off days until 3 months in.
He's still on probation.
I get that.
Fucking fat asses. Look, I don't have moobs. Max is the one with moobs. Atin has
What?
breasticles.
Really? You're gonna try that when I weigh less than you?
Yeah, but you're also like a foot shorter than me.
A
Fucking
foot?
man. Fucking manlet.
Fucking...
Manlet.
He's like 2 inches shorter than us.
I'm like
Manlet.
You were what, 5?
5'10".
Yeah. I was about to
That
say.
sounds a lot like 5. Manlet.
I would love to know what you're smoking. Because, boy, I could apparently use some of that just complete obnoxious denial of reality. I mean, I get why you have it. You know, your life is terrible.
Everyone knows.
Prospects.
Everyone knows there is at least a full head distance between 5'11" and 6 foot.
What?
Max? Max, are
I'm
we
sorry.
sure he isn't drunk?
I think he wants his drink so bad he has convinced himself he's drunk.
It's a
I'm
JoJo
not
reference.
Sober? You're sober. That's what this is.
It's a JoJo reference. Fucking
If you think I've watched
Philistines.
JoJo's Bizarre Gay Adventure,
No. It's a manga.
Excuse you, it is fabulous, not gay. Thank you.
Max, no,
Whatever,
if you
Mr.
if you
Roundabout.
say it, you have to say it correctly. It's fabulous.
Thank you for the correction, Sneaky.
No problem.
regardless, I've watched I watched the first season because Nosehair wouldn't shut up about it, and I was like, this is okay.
But Joseph has one of the best introductions. I'm gonna kill you.
I didn't say he didn't. I'm ambivalent about the series as a whole, but Joseph's introduction is fantastic because he's a true American, also a true citizen of Chicago.
Never say fabulous again. Pay me.
But you probably stopped at a good point because oh boy, season 3 drags.
Anyway, so blah blah blah. Associate of mine recognized you from the pit fighting industry. Wait, so she wasn't even a child gladiator. She was a child pit fighter. What the fuck,
Look, I knew
Taylor?
Visual was rough, but I wasn't aware they had gladiatorial children fights.
Gladiatorial orphan
Well,
fights. Place your bets, everyone.
I mean, I like that the author's assuming that slave gladiators also exist in Mistral without any backing behind that whatsoever.
Also, that they can apparently just leave.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Anyway, so Ozpin stopped.
Generally, you can't just leave that kind of industry. Because, you know, you're an orphan.
So anyway, so then Ozpin is continuing to play the footage, and then goes, so when I sent him to learn more about one of Beacon's students to be, had gotten themselves in, he and I both found ourselves rather confused. Never once did you fight back. You just ran and ran and ran and ran and ran. You didn't even reach for your useless dagger. The girl's inner voice, the girl's voice interrupted
is this
him.
gonna be some kind of fucking shitty knockoff of an actually decent anime that I can't remember the name of?
Probably, yeah. Are you gonna put me back in the ring? As she looked up at him, Ozpin realized it was anger. You're wasting your time. I've fought enough for 2 lifetimes. Oh, Taylor, I don't want to make you a gladiator. I want to make you a student. What? Taylor, I was extremely impressed by your ability to run from all forms of conflict and never fight back. Therefore, I wish to invite you to a combat school.
Where your entire job will be to fight every day.
Not only that, I want to invite you to a combat school where one of your main grades is a combat class where you have to fight other humans.
Because
And some of them are dicks and will try to permanently injure you.
Yeah.
Oh, please, this is a worm story. Someone's going to do that.
Oh, come on, no, you know the author is gonna have Taylor's fucking autism spasm over Cardin.
Oh, absolutely. Cardin's mean!
Bully! Because, she never did anything about her original 3 bullies, but obviously she's got a fucking spasmatic over every other one else's bullies. Alright, fandom?
That is indeed how it works.
These worm fix are cancer. I'd rather take a marijuana shot than take the marijuana that is Naruto. Oh. See, it's funny you speak about marijuana, because somebody is lighting up a joint and I can smell it! Person outside my fucking window?
It's like college all over.
Oh my god, it is.
Well, given that he's still in the same town...
Like, fucking Christ, if you're gonna smoke a goddamn joint, do it where people aren't gonna fucking smell your stupid ass cheap shit. It isn't even like good stuff, it's the fucking skunk weed. That fucking bottom of the barrel bargain garbage.
Yes, because being in Vermont, you are intimately familiar with the various varieties of weed.
No, I'm intimately familiar with that because my freaking not my dorm mate, he lived across the hall from me and he sold drugs. I got a little bit of an understanding about drugs. I saw seasons 1 through 3 on disc in Walmart for $5. You couldn't. You would have to pay me $5 to rewatch 1 through 3.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
Bad.
There was so much improvement once they hit season 3, and then it all went right down the fucking drain the moment Monty died.
Like,
I'm pretty sure the only reason we got through that with Sneaky was because Max and I were there to be like, yeah, this is it's bad.
the only reason why I was watching is because you guys were watching it with me. If it was me alone, I would have freaking just fucking
You'd have been
turned
done
it off.
by episode 2.
I would
if
have
that.
turned it off. Yeah, no.
If even episode 2.
And even then, we still had to take fairly, conspicuous breaks for that.
I drank a lot to get through season 3.
And oh my god, the heckling. If it weren't for the fact that the story was so generic, you could guess it all, Sneaky would have had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, I was heckling so much.
I mean, the rest of us were right there with you, man.
But anyway, so now we got that story out of the way. And we never have to look at this again. Thank fucking God.
Don't worry, there's only 2 chapters.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll stay like that.
Let's see. Published October 16th, updated October 21st. Oh, this story will probably get 3 or 4 more updates.
Let's see here. Interesting.
Oh.
Here, Let's do this one. It's a fairy tale dragon story.
No?
Oh, is that the My Hero Academia one?
Yeah.
Can we not?
Don't don't worry, we won't. I just wanted to show you guys the summary of this story.
Why?
So this is a Naruto My Hero Academia crossover by this podcast's favorite author, Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer, who, buddy, if you're watching us, because apparently you do,
Well, you have, apparently.
He fully endorses this podcast and all of the opinions.
absolutely, and you know what, buddy, even better.
Let's not go saying things that can get us into actual legal trouble.
Remember that time how you told us that we weren't worth your time unless we had a story that had more favorites than you? Guess what one of our stories has, buddy? Do you have time for us now?
Could you not do this?
It's not worth our time in any capacity. By which I mean, I do not wish to get into an argument with someone who clearly cannot be swayed.
He cannot be swayed by logic or reason.
I didn't say that. I
Fairy
just said
Tail
he cannot
Dragon
be
Slayer.
swayed.
So this is Naruto, the quirky villain. Not all villains are evil. Sometimes they're just quirky. It's a romance humor story. And that's the summary.
Begone.
I mean, it's not a Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer story unless you go in knowing less about the story after you read the.
You know, so Catfish asked who was Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer. Well, Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer is a thankfully unique individual who early on in his career discovered a formula for writing Naruto crossover stories that managed to always consistently, no matter the quality of his writing or the subject of his writing or the fetishes he inserted into his writing, always nailed the 4 digits of favorites and follows on all of his stories. Just kidding. Most of them are shit, and he actually doesn't get that many. But no, he did happen upon a formula that does get lots of clicks. And it's one part title, Naruto the blank. The completely pointless summary that tells you nothing about the story, but is just gimmicky enough to make freaking no IQ people click on him. Of course, it's a romance humor, typically romance adventure, romance action story. Lots of romance in Fairy Tail Dragon stories, and this is where he inserts his fetishes into them. He has a lot of interesting fetishes, such as Fuda girls banging gay robots. Incest, being fused with your mother and then growing a dick, being fused with the spirit of a dead person and losing your dick. What else?
Hey, you're forgetting the generic just losing your dick.
Yeah, he does that too. It's not actually smut. You see, smut would actually improve my opinion of Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer, because then at least I could understand why people click on his stories. Because they're just filthy degenerates, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, whatever. But no, people read Fairy Tail Dragon stories because of his writing. Which, to this day, baffles me.
Flawless writing.
He's...
So Sneaky, there's 2 other parts of the formula that you're missing.
Yeah.
Usually his stories are OP Naruto harems.
Right, of course.
And also there's cross-pollination.
Yes.
This is one of the big reasons why I became big so quickly, because I couldn't just stick with one story.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a lot of cross-pollination between my stories because they were all in the same fandom.
Right.
And that's generally what happens with people like Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer as well. couple
Yeah,
of other
he's
big
got like
names.
70 something stories. So
Yeah. It's Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer didn't make the formula. I'd go so far as to say QB16 probably did that.
oh no, I didn't
because,
say he made it. I said he found it.
Oh no, I agree. I'm just saying that QB16 was the first person to probably do it on a big level. Concerning, I think he has like, doesn't he have like almost 1,000 stories at this point?
I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. I don't keep track of that guy anymore. And yes, Catfish. This, keep in mind, he's been writing since like 2014. So this is accumulation of 5 years of work.
Doesn't he have a Patreon for his work too?
Yeah, he used to have a Patreon. No one donates to him besides like 2 people.
Small mercy.
Mm-hmm. When in doubt, spam commas. Yeah, pretty much. No, yeah. As far as technical writing goes, Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer is absolutely horrendous. As far as creative writing goes, his plots are absolutely bare bones, basic shit, where it's just OP Naruto styles on everyone. Also, all of the females drop their pants and become part of his harem.
It's just canon plot plus OP Naruto equals
Yeah,
Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer story.
yeah, pretty much.
Because for some reason, adding an OP character into these universes doesn't completely change the plot.
Yeah. But yeah, OP characters, cardboard cutouts. Everyone's a cardboard cutout in a Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer story. Literally no personality to anything. No passion, even in the narrative. It's just bland garbage all around, and he just churns it out by the dozens. You know. 54 stories. I see he's got a couple deleted. Nah. Yes, of course, and he's also updated his profile to show proof, quote. Oh. Sorry, I'm just curling in disgust. That wasn't even part of my lungs this time. He has links to quote unquote proof as to that Naruto can totally yeet planets. And the reason why he has this linked on his profile is because a long-standing argument between Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer and literally everyone else is the power level Naruto is at, canonically. And early on, he used to use post-Hokage Naruto. And post-Hokage Naruto is absolutely broken, like beyond Goku God levels of broken. He started using earlier Narutos, and people started going, okay, well, earlier Narutos aren't as broken, and he insisted that they are. So, and this is his profile now. Fun note, Naruto's speed allows him to survive in space and destroy planets and fight in space and stay alive.
Yes, that is how the respiratory system works.
Yeah, you just go so fast you don't need to breathe anymore. That's how that's how it works.
I'll argue, in terms of FTDS's theory, that the earliest I think you could have Naruto be a planet buster is Fourth Shinobi World War. One of my friends did some math once. Did some math right after the Naruto the Last movie, because of Cloud Village's whole.
Right,
Hey,
I
let's
forgot.
make an
He blocked
that
me.
destroys a moon. And he did the math and he was like, "All right, based on how much chocolate."
That wasn't Fourth Shinobi Naruto. The moon being yeeted was post
no.
4-4.
He took the amount of chakra that Kumo required to power it and compared it to the chakra that Naruto had during the Fourth Shinobi World War because of the chakra he had at minimum because he split his cloak amongst everyone in the allied shinobi forces. He was like, yeah, no, Naruto has potentially the energy to fuel the artillery cannon enough to destroy 6 Earth-sized planets. Now, mind you, that's not him. That's not Naruto himself destroying 6 Earth-sized planets. Just him acting as a battery for a weapon to do so.
Yeah, and I would click on the evidence he gives, but we got into a little spat on the Twitter, and he blocked me because I showed proof of him saying that he wants to fuck little girls, and so he scrubbed the entire conversation.
I think my favorite part of that argument is like, there's this body type called petite. It's like, yes, there is. Unfortunately, the characters that you're claiming are petite are actually child-shaped.
They're literally children, sir.
Like, this isn't about a woman being short. This is, no, there are no curves, and they are also underage.
And he just fucking scrubbed the whole conversation. Anyway, so back to your regularly scheduled broadcast of Naruto D times D. Delicious.
But no one asked for it.
Well, I guess we're all a little bit Adam Jensen today then. So this is Naruto, the devilish sage. Y'all ready for this? Born with the love and attention taken from him by his twin sister, Ria Scrimori. He shows everyone just what happens when you give a devil and his peerage far too much freedom. I suck at summaries, so please read my story. Naruto times harem, Naruto times original character. Yes, in case anyone thought I was adding that in, no, that's part of his summary, is I suck at summaries, please read my story.
You know, that is a surprisingly common thing in writing. A lot of authors were not good at coming up with names, and even more, just not good at coming up with summaries. But that's what editors are for.
Honestly, I kind of understand why so many people are bad at coming up with summaries on fanfiction.net, because the character limit on the summaries is arbitrarily short.
Well,
Oh yeah, it is hard to give a proper summary, especially if it's a long, long story. But
it's like what I told Catfish, is that Catfish, for his Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero story, is planning on writing a 3-book-ish type series, but he's going to be posting it all under one story. And I told him he shouldn't do that, because the thing is he wants his summary to reflect his story as a whole, which doesn't work, because the first part of his story has different thematic writing than his second part, which is going to be different from his third part. And a summary given to the whole isn't really effective, because what do you talk about specifically to make people interested in the story? Because you don't want to obviously give away part of your story in the summary. And then people just go, oh, well, I guess we'll just skip this part then. And I suggested that he breaks his story into 3 parts and, write a summary for each of them. And he decided he wasn't going to do that. So, I'm just calling him out live on my podcast.
In front of
In front of him.
like 8
to his face.
people.
Yeah, Could be 45. Twitch.
I don't think you've ever hit 45 viewers.
Oh no. Back in the day, we had a shit ton of people show up, and then Twitch sidelined us.
I would say, we don't know for sure that that's what happened, but something happened and we lost quite a bit of our appeal.
It's not even that. It's just one day, the stopped getting people. Like they're all still following me. They just stopped showing up one day. All of them at the same time. In fact, after that day that occurred, the only people that show up to the podcast now are the people on my Discord that I ping. So...
Well, I certainly get notifications when you go live, so...
I'm just saying. Anyway, so, garbage story, let's grow! If asked, Naruto's family...
Let's not go. What if we didn't go? What if we stopped and did something else with our life?
We could, but we won't.
That would be much more productive, yes.
This would be because... I was like, blah, 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 blah. Wait, if asked, Naruto's family would find it difficult to give any specifics about Naruto in any capacity.
Okay, hang on a second. I want to back up a moment. This is including the older brother, who very clearly adores having younger siblings.
Yes. Yeah.
I find it hard to believe.
Keep in mind that Naruto, to those who are not in the D times D zone, Naruto, in this instance, is born into a family which is renowned, famous for treating even the lowliest servant as a critical part of the family. Like, they are... Everyone knows. Literally everyone knows that this family is obsessive about loving members of their family. In a familiar fashion, not a sexual fashion.
Even the people that aren't part of their family.
Even the people not part of their family that are a different race.
In fact, I'm pretty certain Sir Sex would be ecstatic at having 2 younger siblings to spoil.
Yeah. So, literally, it's just like... Everyone knows this. So... also, couldn't find any specifics about Naruto. What color hair does your son have? Purple? What's his eye color?
Red?
Oh, his eyes! They're like pink!
Uncommon brown?
Yeah, very uncommon brown.
By the way, Max, hold on. Let me roll a d10 to determine what color his hair is.
Please be rainbow.
I got a 6.
Oh.
It was not rainbow.
What's his skin color? Oh, skin color, that's like, so he's, blue, right? Yeah, he's blue. Really? They can't tell any specific details about Naruto at all?
Oh. It's perfectly average black hair, apparently.
Damn it!
Really?
Hold on, let me get that eye color, Max. That's a 3. That's gonna be boring.
It's silver gray.
Yeah, of course. So I just want to point out that the author basically just claimed that the family doesn't even remember what he looks like.
Oh.
I see.
So this would be because the first 10 years of his life, nobody ever paid attention to him, and everyone loved Rias more. This wasn't without reason, because Rias was just so amazing, and had the power of destruction. And so everyone dedicated every hour of their life to helping Rias, and ignoring Naruto. And they spent...
Honestly, that's like... His thing, right? If the author comes out in chapter 5 and it's like, this was all a trick to see if they could make Naruto incredibly, amazingly powerful through the power of hatred, I'd be like, you know what? I'll give you that, author.
Itachi intensifies!
Yeah, for real.
I still wouldn't be able to give that to the author, though, because, again, that is so out of left field for this family.
I'm not saying it isn't. I'm saying at least it would be something I understand.
In the present
Maybe if he was a
day,
phoenix, not a Grimmery.
in the present day, a 10-year-old Naruto stared at his older brother, Sozek's Lucifer, in confusion. You see, standing at a massive 4'7", his spiky, blood-red capital letters hair, tilting slightly with head, purple eyes, reminiscent of his mother, sparkled
Sorry.
in confusion.
Red hair and purple eyes.
Yes.
Can we not?
No. In his hands, he held a thick book, and he was in track pant and short-sleeve shirt with collar that had splooch on it. "What is this?" Naruto asked in confusion, his soft voice thick with confusion. Yeah. Guys, do you think Naruto's confused?
A little bit.
I think he's confused about a lot of things.
I think the author is also confused.
You know, I feel like if someone did the same kind of bullshittery treatment to some of the stuff I say on this podcast, where, like, I say blood red and fucking, you know, the Windows Movie Maker text, like, fucking shakes blood red on the screen. Because it's just, like, the emphasis they placed on the word blood red is just absolutely random.
The only way you're getting that level of editing from me is if I get actual, like, fucking paychecks.
You've been getting paychecks. You haven't produced shit. Oh wait, no, you did.
I've received...
You did produce
2.
that one video.
No, I've only received 1.
Well,
I've only gotten 1 paycheck.
I've only got one paycheck. So.
I have also received a singular paycheck.
We've all received 1 paycheck.
Damn it, Twitch! Give me my money.
Honestly, with that sub bomb, we should probably get one soon.
Probably. In like a month or so, because of that delay.
I mean, yes. What in God's name has tension linked?
Oh no.
No.
Oh, no.
Always ask that question when.
No, 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 no.
We're not touching that.
What's that command?
I just mute him for 48 hours.
Mute. I'm hitting you with that mute, fam.
How long is he muted for?
I don't know, 10
just
seconds
10
or something.
Just 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Just
See-
immediately removed from muted role.
See, that's what I appreciate about Sneaky. When he abuses his power, he makes it very clear that he's doing it for comedic purposes, and it will not be a long-term issue.
It's like the time that I got made an admin of a Counter-Strike source server. And I was just like, what kind of powers do I even fucking access to? I could do what? Alright, everyone, this is gonna be a knife round. Also, slams button, everyone's on drugs. Because as an admin, I had the ability to restrict weapons. And I also had the ability to invert controls, mirror reflection the display, and make it tilt back and forth.
That is an amazing amount of control for a mod.
No, I wasn't a mod. I was the admin.
Who made that terrible decision?
That's still an amazing amount of control.
Oh,
Like, I can just control your client-side settings now.
no, actually, everyone had a great time with me as the admin. They thought it was great. But do keep in mind, I was being compared to the previous admin, which was a furry who spent all of the server donation money on more dildos.
I feel like no matter what you did, you would have had the appreciation of the entire.
Yeah. Especially because I actually, like, administrated and, like, banned people that broke the rules. Unlike him, who just never came on because he was using his dildos. Life is weird. I'm not even a furry. And yet somehow I ended up as the admin of a furry server. My life is
That was
weird.
actually always really strange. When I did play TF2, the friendliest servers and the best run servers were usually furry servers for some reason, but the admins were almost never furries.
Because they realized they needed someone to lay down the...
Look, there is so much dramatic shit that goes on in the furry community. Sometimes you just need someone who is completely unconnected to all of it to just be like, okay, no.
I'm not. You know what? That actually sounds like the thing I've heard about, like Japanese developers. Like, honestly, the best thing a Japanese developer can have is at least one American that works in the office.
I have no idea what's going on, but this looks dumb. Don't do it.
No, apparently, I don't know how true this is, but there is
The
an
American in the
unofficial
room.
job title for to be the loud, rude American who will tell the boss when the boss is making poor choices.
Oh yeah, no, like I was complaining the other day about some game design decisions in Fate Grand Order. And the guy just looks at me like, "You be the American in the opposite. What do you mean? You tell them to fuck off. This is a bad idea, and they'll lose Western audiences." Like, yes, I would.
Stupid. Now pay me.
Listen, as the guy you hired to tell you this, stop being stupid.
Look, boss man, you hired me to do this exact specific thing, so I'm just gonna lay it out to you, fam. This is dumb. Don't do it. Now pay me my money.
Now listen, I'm gonna speak really clearly and slowly so that I can be sure you understand me. You is stupid.
Oh, guys. Oh, no. Okay, well, at least the author is kind of writing Surzek true to form.
By making him abandon a family member?
No, by kidnapping people and presenting them to his younger siblings as peerage members.
Oh god, why did they preserve that one thing about him?
Yeah. In front of him stood a nervously shuffling blonde girl around the same age as him, wearing a fairly dirty and torn kimono. And did he forget to mention the fox ears and tail?
Those are only slightly important.
I got her so you could have your first peerage member. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, I just saw this fox girl on the side of the road and kidnapped her to give to you. Are I the best brother and totally not forgetting your birthday?
But by the way, tension.
I love how
Just a
that-
heads up, you also have to actually be skilled at the job you're, being hired to do.
Yes, and tension. Yeah, he absolutely kidnapped people to present to Rias as peerage members. He did it
I've
all.
never.
All of Rias's peerage is kidnapped people that he brought to Rias to convert.
I've never read.
Oh, wait, I thought at
Or
least
watch
one of them was
TXT.
just like, I pulled this person out of a really bad situation.
Oh no, all of them are, but he put them in those situations usually. Like, for example, Kaneko, he stopped her execution when it was unlawful in the first place, but he let it get that far specifically so Rias could ask him to save her so he could give it to her. Kiba, he showed up only at last minute after Kiba had died so Rias could resurrect him and be the white savior. Same for Gasper. He waited until after Gasper's sister was kidnapped again to rescue Gasper, so Rias could appear as the savior again. And same for Keno, in that he waited until Keno was near death to show up suddenly to save her, so Rias could appear as the savior.
I'm upset with this man now.
Yeah,
Jesus.
he more or less set up the entirety of Rias's peerage to look at Rias as if she was the savior.
I mean, it's a very effective thing to do.
Yes, I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying
Yeah, that.
it's kind of fucked.
Mm,
It's kind of fucked. I need to reread D times D. No, you really don't. You're not missing anything.
also, if you
it's-
reread it, you're going to be putting yourself.
It is
Through-
garbage from page
Oh.
1 to page 1000.
I'm sorry, I'm now just remembering the starting point of
Yeah,
it's
there's-
just why are you doing this? Because I want a harem with big tits.
There's not a single good section of D times D.
Sure, there is.
No.
There's the part where you close the book
Oh,
and
yeah.
walk away.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, anything good about D times D is almost immediately ruined by the main character jumping in and shouting boobs.
Yeah. As far as main characters go, he's pretty low.
Literally the worst main character I've ever seen, and I hate One Piece with a fervent passion, and Luffy D. Dickless is a better main character than him.
Because you know what? At least I understand what Luffy's doing and why he's doing it. And it's
Yeah.
it's for something that I can, if not admire, at least sympathize and empathize with.
Like,
Why are you doing this?
he-
Because
he-
I want to be fabulously wealthy and run the pirates. Okay, that just sounds like a D&D campaign.
Like, Issei doesn't even have the grace to be a good blank character and just be so bland that you can replace him with anyone else. Like, Kirito has the grace to. But, like, he's a bland character who also has a defining personality trait of screaming boob.
So what's this guy do? He yells boobs really loud.
Yeah. Pretty much. But so anyway, Surzex kidnaps an orphan and gives her to Naruto. I got her so she can be your peerage member, Surzex said cheerily, trying to mask his nervousness at forgetting his only brother while getting his sister and rare and hopefully powerful Neko Shell for her peerage. Of course, the current Lucifer did feel bad about that. Yeah, but by the way, I will give the author credit here. He does put it in the best terms possible. Giving his brother a one-tailed kitsune, while getting his sister a rare and hopefully powerful Neko Shell for her peerage. Yes, that is exactly what happened. Like, holy shit, author. Kudos to you, because so many people in the D times D community paint Surzex in a good light. He is not a good person in the fucking slightest.
He's a kidnapping maniac.
But anyway, of course, the current list for blah blah blah, one-tailed kitsune condition. Giving his brother a one-tailed kitsune in such a condition due to being the only one he could find in a short notice.
That fit the criteria. Oh.
Alright, author. You've...
This might be the most honest I've seen an author be with Surzex.
Holy shit. Shit shit went from
Guys,
fucking
have we
0
discovered
to 100 so goddamn fast in this story.
Have we found the rarest of unicorns on this show? Someone who's good?
No, this is not a good story. It's still stupid as fuck with a retarded premise. But holy
Yeah,
shit,
what we
does he get
found is
real with the characters.
Yeah, well, what we have so far is someone accurately portraying a character that is not normally portrayed properly.
Hello, I am Natsumi. It's nice to meet you. I hope to be a good member of your peerage.
Why is she so cool with this?
Because she just got kidnapped by one of the 4 great Satans, probably on the promise of do this or be yeet.
Beat. Oh,
I mean, he could literally turn into a black hole. I think be yeet is a very appropriate threat.
I feel like he wouldn't even have to threaten. Like, it'd just be like, listen, I can pick you up and take you somewhere where you'll be fed and clothed, or I can leave you here on the gutter.
Take your pick, kid!
Well, you gotta keep in mind, he can't let word spread of his plans of kidnapping small children to feed to his children. Well, his little sister and brother. This bitch useless. She won't even be a good peerage member. Yeet.
No, see, the best part is there's actually 2 levels here. There's, wow, she'll be super useful. And then there's 3 levels, actually. There's, wow, she'll be super, this one will be super strong. I'll give it to my sister. Ah, crap, I need to give something to my brother. I'll grab this hobo off the street. And
Wow, you're so useless I wouldn't even give you to my brother. Yeet. Naruto took in her dirty appearance. Rummaging through his pocket, he found the queen piece. Surzex looked at his brother in surprise. For a one-tailed kitsune, he thought his brother would go for a pawn. Still speaking in a soft tone, he instructed Natsumi on what to do, and then he resurrected her as the queen. Blah blah blah, nodded to the brother, and he walked away with his new piece. Looking around in his astonishment, Natsumi noticed the amount of space in my books, and blah blah blah. Wow, I'm in a library. Amazing. This is my notes on the developments, on the differences between Iron from the human world and underworld, blah blah blah. Isn't he like fucking 10 and he's already doing an in-depth geological analysis of the differences between the crystalline structure of iron?
Okay, so we're also doing not Spartan Naruto, Genius Naruto. Okay. How odd.
You say odd like it's uncommon.
Also, why do you need
I don't
safety
go
goggles
digging
for
Naruto
this?
Fix.
What
So
are you
yes, it's
doing that
dumb.
requires safety goggles?
Oh, that's a good question.
Is it... I've been in and out the last half hour. Are the goggles just like a part of the thing that he wears? Because that was a thing that Naruto used to wear.
No,
before
no,
got that forehead protection.
you see, he's currently doing an in-depth geological analysis on the differences of crystalline structure of iron deposits in the human and underworld.
Right.
At the age of 10.
as one does.
And he
At
just
the age
gave
of 10.
safety goggles to the kitsune that his older brother kidnapped for him off the side of a road.
As you do for your younger.
Yes, I fondly remember all the times I kidnapped people off the side of the road for my younger sister.
No. Look. You find a box of
All right,
kittens
look.
on the
All
side
I'm
of the road.
saying
You
is,
take one
with the
home.
way
it-
your family is, Sneaky, no one would be surprised.
And no, I think people would be surprised if I did that.
Why?
Mostly because everything I do is wrong. You gotta keep that in mind. If I do it, it's wrong and incorrect. If anyone else in my family does it, it's okay.
Is that why it was okay for your sister to be
The many
traversing through your-
things that she was.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. She's still being funded by my mother, even after everything. Grave for ya, Lucifag was an extremely beautiful silver-haired devil. The strongest queen of any peerage and wife of Sir Zex Lucifer. She wore a very form-fitting maid's outfit, and multiple maids' outfits, actually.
Really, multiple,
Mhm.
That
Yeah,
that means
plural.
she's extra good at the
She wears so many maid
Nothing.
outfits, she gets a massive bonus to being a maid. That's how this works.
It's all a game.
How did he take your gift? Is everything okay? Oh, why did he use a queen on a one-tailed kitsune? Grey Thea froze in the middle of pouring tea for her
Why
king.
did he use it? I don't know. Maybe because you've never given him anything.
I mean, you got to
Maybe
keep in mind as well that all of the levels of power is displayed to the king of a peerage when they go to resurrect someone. So, it's entirely possible that Naruto is just really weak, Sir Zex. Because everyone, the author wants you to know that Queen is very important.
It's their super special OC.
Yeah. Well, no, but yes. More that they're just underlining all of the pieces for some reason. To remind you that they're chess pieces or something. I don't know. Pouring tea, blah blah blah, placing the tea in front of him, blah blah. Surzek-sama may have stopped me from training Rias' queen piece, but nothing was said about Naruto-sama's. I will make sure she is a queen worthy of Satan, brother. And so she deliberately looks for a loophole. I'm really curious as to how Graphia, who is related through marriage to Naruto, is apparently paying more attention to Naruto than the rest of his family, which is known for loving their family.
You're doing that thing, Sneaky, the thing you're not supposed to do.
What, talk?
Logic.
Oh, okay.
This is a fan fiction.
Anyway, so blah blah blah, she knocks on the door, blah blah blah, can I help you? That's good, a solid base for me to work with. Greetings, I'm the queen, underlined. The blah blah blah, did you know Naruto's very important? Blah blah blah, and did you know Naruto's really very important? And Natsume nodded. Due to these factors, I'm going to teach you to be a proper queen. Also, you're going to be a maid, and I'm going to teach you how to do that too. And, my first lesson for you is to always talk to your king before you do anything. And so she nodded
Show
and talked.
absolutely zero independence or forethought.
Yes, exactly. Unlike what Grafia is doing right now.
Shh. She's been doing it longer.
Yes, of course.
She's allowed to have independent thoughts.
Blah blah blah, have you heard the offer? Blah blah blah. I have. I certainly wasn't expecting this proposal, but I have no problem handing Natsume to you occasionally. How often do you believe you can train Natsume? The 10-year-old said. Once every 2 to 4 weeks, blah 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 blah. I'm surprised you agreed to this so easily. Yes, well, I see how having a queen can act when given complete freedom and absolutely no discipline. Naruto said, thinking about his sister's queen, Akeno. Grafia nodded silently, knowing the girl in question he was referring to. I can currently train Natsume for the next 12 hours straight, because I have no duties. Even though you were just literally serving your king tea and doing maid stuff for him.
Listen, that's all that was required.
What you gonna do when Lucifer Mania runs wild on you, brother? Thanks, Tension. You know, I wish I wasn't sick so I could do all these voices without dying. That'd be great. Is there someone I can petition for that, Max?
For what?
God.
To not be sick anymore?
You could try God, but I don't think you've done much to endear yourself to the man.
Fair point. Fair
Could
point.
blood sacrifice a virgin?
Do you think kickstarting a Kevlar Bible would be enough?
Possibly.
Oh god, do I have to go digging Kevlar prices up again?
I still
Oh,
think
3
it's a good idea.
I wonder if the price has fallen for Kevlar.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, Anyway, so... giant fucking wall of text about how all the peace system
good
works
news,
because...
guys. We can just buy Kevlar off Amazon now.
Oh, nice.
Fabulous.
It'll go right in my shopping cart alongside my radiation-proof suit and some uranium.
And your 3 ounces of uranium. By the way, I loved reading the reviews for the uranium in a can because it's like, this is clearly a joke product, but the amount of people that were like, this is bullshit. I took readings on my Geiger counter, doesn't even set it off. Like, wait, were you not aware that this is a fake product?
Did you think you could actually buy uranium on the internet?
And of course, the best reviews were, "Oh, yeah, this is great. I'm enjoying my newfound third arm. It's awesome."
I think my favorite was the guy who'd clearly read The Martian and was like, yeah, so I'm using this as a space heater.
Uranium shop. Interesting. Yep, okay. Interesting. Fascinating. This isn't what I was looking for. I want some refined uranium, damn it. Google, assist me. Here we go!
Oh my god.
License exempt to own. Excellent! That's what I wanted. Some license exempted uranium, and it even has free shipping.
I'm gonna assume that that's still probably fake.
Alright, bye attention.
Bye attention.
Bye.
Oh.
No, it said it was for scientific testing, so, you know. Wait, hold on. What is this? UnitedNuclear.com? Go on. Bulk uranium ore? Go on!
Oh god. Oh dear. Are we allowed to do this on Twitch?
I don't see. There's no rules against buying uranium.
Has that ever stopped Sneaky before?
No.
I mean, sometimes it has.
United Uranium has been taken down.
No!
Alright, so here's the real question, though. Weapons grade plutonium for sale.
Please stop, Sneaky!
Look, it's good. They're gonna be
Why is
knocking
there a
down-
Quora? Who went to Quora and was like, man, fam, let me in on this secret. Where can I buy some illegal plutonium? This is not the kind of question you should be asking on a public forum. So he goes on, talks about some stuff, and then he makes a joke. I was at a conference and was asked if the drum marked fissile material was dangerous. I thought about it for a moment and then told the young lady that the drum was in fact not dangerous. but the squad of men carrying bulletproof vests and MP5s are. If you can see it, you might want to go somewhere else, because those guys get mighty nervous when you look at it, and nervous guys with MP5s should make you nervous.
Oh, I love the internet's whole bunch sometimes.
Why is it? Related questions. How can I buy uranium?
Nervous guys with MP5s should make you nervous.
If you need more than a small sample, your best bet is to make a deal with an African country. God damn it, internet. What does uranium taste like? Internet, no!
No, Sneaky, let's be clear. God is doing his work.
I'm now really curious if this is a legit seller on eBay here. I'm just now staring at pricing for Kevlar.
Wait,
and
what?
these guys...
Nuclear bomb material found for sale on Georgia black market? What the fuck, Max?
I don't know anything about the black market. I just know that we have one for some reason.
You know, I see a lot of websites about people and about reactor-grade plutonium, and I don't see anything about buying it, and I'm really disappointed in Google.
You should be disappointed.
Anyway, let's get back to this crap story. Anyway, so blah blah blah, D times D lore that everyone that even knows anything about D times D should already know, and if you're reading a Naruto D times D story about Naruto being reincarnated into D times D, probably knowing what D times D even is general background information you should already know.
Weren't you supposed to be gone like 5 minutes ago?
He was, but I'm glad he's still here.
Yeah.
I'm making him suffer is part of my life. That is a question I will never be able to answer for you, Catfish. I can understand the fanfic going over some of the more complex or maybe some of the more hidden stuff when it comes to canon lore. But it's sort of like explaining who Link is in a Zelda fanfiction. Like,
who's this Link bitch then?
wait, you mean Zelda isn't the one on the cover? I've been getting it wrong the whole time. I go over complex stuff, but go with the assumption that readers know about the core Fate stuff. Yeah. Canon lore is ass in D times D. Yeah, we've been over this before. It is absolute ass. But it's just like, why are you going over it again?
Isn't it because that's just like a typical shonen thing, and fanfic writers that write in shonen stuff want to feel like they're worth something?
I wouldn't know. I'm not a shonen writer. And in the 2 stories that I have written and published that are still up, I've just completely ignored any of the commonly known mechanics of how the world operates in both of those stories. Because I just assumed that if you were reading my story, you probably know about that shit already. Anyway, so, blah 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 blah, serve Naruto-sama, blah blah blah, I'll teach you how to do special work when you get older, blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Naruto-sama, blah, 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 blah. She found Naruto so cute. Blah, 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 you're back. Blah, blah, blah. Duties to attend to, blah, blah, blah. Naruto smiled when he realized Graphia had already imprinted onto Nasumi. You don't need to be so formal. I might be your king, but you're my right hand. I will try not to be so formal, but I may ask you to do the same. Graphia-san, then I am supposed to be your greatest confidant. Eye for an eye. Okay, I can do that. Would you like to help me? What are you doing now, Naruto-sama? I'm looking at new members for my peerage. May I borrow the notebook, Naruto-sama? I would like to research all the species you are looking at. Please avoid Akano. She's a bad influence. And Natsume nodded and ran away. She quickly made her way to the library and asked the maid for guidance. She was a girl on a mission. She would, years later, of course, thank Graphia for not only instilling a strong protectiveness for her king into her, but for also teaching her one of the most important lessons she would learn as a queen. She was Naruto's first and last line of defense, and she would burn before she failed him. Wow, that was some really quick fucking propaganda there, Graphia. I'm impressed by the sheer level of attitude turnabout you managed to instill in this child in the span of 12 hours.
It's amazing what you can do with drugs and guns.
I don't think either was involved. Nope. Anyway, it is 8:51, everyone. I big-brained our way into ending this story near the end of the podcast because I'm such a massive galaxy brain. And they totally
You're a
weren't
massive something, all right.
unintentional deviations. Anyway, time for the ending spiel. I thank everyone who came for coming, because without you, I would just be talking into the ether, and that would just be a normal day for me, and nobody, especially not me, wants more normal days. But with that being said, thank you all for coming. Be sure to tell everyone else about this podcast, because we desperately need more people in the chat. Because, the more people that are here, the less fanfic we read. And the more lessons I get to impart. And everyone loves my lessons, right? Right? Good. I've muted them all. Anyway, we'll see you all next time on Friday at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. There's always more, and it always gets worse.